who helped us organize this event. Thank you to Common Ground and Reason Reality for being partner on this event and helping us launch it without a hitch. Please take your seats and welcome Steve Thomas to the stage.
Hello, Riviera Theater. Are you excited to be here? That makes two of us. We have an excellent show for you tonight, but before we get started, I want to take a moment to thank the three wonderful candidates that we have tonight that this benefits. So please make some noise for Demi Palachek, Dylan Blaha, and Kat Abou-Ghazaleh. Thank you. In the wake of late-stage fascism, we know how scary the world can be and just how powerless you can feel. But we did our best tonight to make sure that we held the feckless, spineless people that didn't act hard enough, that led us here. We're gonna hold them accountable. And it's gonna be fun. So we have a great show for you tonight, but and we're gonna get the housewives on stage and get very juicy. But before we do, we have a comedian who is in town to perform this weekend at Zany's. He is a very funny man. He also happens to be very anti-fascist, so I know you're gonna love him. Please give a very warm welcome to Cliff Cash.
Hey! Thanks a bunch. Thanks for being here. This is the fight of our lifetimes, guys. I know you know that. But do you really, I'm gonna start off on a really high note. Do you really know how bad it is? Yeah. Have you? I know you know what QAnon is, but did you watch the videos? Because Q, AKA Michael Flynn, told the QAnon crowd that JFK was still alive and was gonna come back to Dallas on a certain date. And a bunch of them went there to meet him. Y'all aren't gonna believe this, but he didn't come. No. Turns out he's really dead. I know. Spoiler alert. I was bummed too. I was really surprised. Very sad. But that's who we're up against. People that gullible. We need to just focus on tricking them. If they're that easy to trick, we should just trick them into crazy thoughts like healthcare is actually good. You know, trick them into voting in their own favor. You know what I mean? Seems like it wouldn't be that hard. They're screaming the lies while we whisper the truth. We gotta stop that. Another one of the lies of the QAnon cult, Q, AKA Michael Flynn, told the QAnon believers that Democrats, you guys, presumably, are kidnapping children. Okay, let me back up. This was when they were all really against child human trafficking. Until, I don't know, a couple months ago. Coincidentally, Q told them that Democrats were kidnapping children, and probably with Nancy Pelosi, and then kidnapping the kids from probably a pizza place in DC from the basement of a place that doesn't have a basement, torturing the kids until adrenaline is released into their bloodstream, and then drinking the blood with the adrenaline in it. It's called adrenochrome. They think that you guys are getting together at AOC's house on Friday nights and drinking adrenochrome, adrenaline-laced child blood, as a youth elixir. The people who are shooting shit into their faces to look like a swollen clown every day think you're drinking youth elixir. That's insane. Don't worry, there's not hundreds of them. There's not thousands of them. There's not even 10,000, tens of thousands. There's millions of them. Yeah, so we're probably not gonna be able to namaste our way out of this. They think we're drinking child blood youth elixir. I'm like, that's clearly not true. We would have given Joe Biden some of that, you know? Don't get me wrong, I'm riding with Biden, but we would have given him some youth elixir, wouldn't we have? We would have been like, Paul, do one more shot of the adrenochrome. Finish that Red Bull, do one more blood shot. Joe Biden's out here single-handedly proving that adrenochrome is not real. Donald Trump's out here single-handedly proving that the deep state is not real. Right? Donald Trump talked about the deep state so much that I was like, maybe it's real. Maybe they'll get him, you know? For the last 12 months, every day I wake up, I'm like, come on, deep state. Turns out it's not real, guys. What a bummer. Never in my life did I think I'd be rooting for the CIA. Every day I'm like, CIA, do your job! They're having a military parade. They're all gonna be in one place. Send a drone. It's brutal. They're pissing the entire country away. Our democracy, our infrastructure, our military, our presence and reputation around the world, pissing it all away to align with the BRICS nations. These easily duped simpleton cult members, pissing it all away to make sure that trans people don't play volleyball. You know? It's like, I don't care if we get rid of democracy, I just don't want trans people swimming. Never in my life did I think I was gonna have to watch rednecks pretend to care about women's sports. If you would have told me 15 years ago, in the year 2025, rednecks are gonna pretend to care about women's swimming and liberals are gonna torch electric cars, I wouldn't have believed you. What a strange time to be alive. I don't want them swimming. It's funny how the most anti-trans people on my social media is always some shitty dude I went to high school with. And I'll click on his profile picture. And I'm like, hey, Ronnie, you have breasts. I mean, we all have breasts, but you have large breasts. You should jog off that D cup before you go talking shit about other people's gender. Right? It's not always that guy. Sometimes it's old conservative couples with the same exact short white haircut. He can no longer grow facial hair because his hormones have changed. She can't stop growing facial hair because her hormones have changed. They're wearing matching outfits. It's like, you guys are gender fluid, pretty sure. You're at least non-binary, Meemaw. Just relax. Who gave you an iPhone anyway? Did you guys see the video of Jake Lang in Minneapolis? Whatever you're feeling about the cold or the show starting late, whatever you're feeling, let it go. Let it go. Whatever happened a week ago that you're sour about or worried about, let it go while we're here doing this show. Let it just be present right now and laugh and enjoy your friends and have some drinks and enjoy these candidates and these influencers. Just let all that go and be here right now. Now is all that matters. And if you start feeling your mind going, oh, I'm just worried about the state of the world, you just picture Jake Lang scared for his life while old ladies throw water on him. If you don't know who Jake Lang is, he's a Proud Boy. He was one of the people that stormed the Capitol on January 6th. One of the Proud Boys. One of the most anti-gay groups in the world decided to name themselves the Proud Boys. Which is, coincidentally, the gayest shit I've ever heard in my life. First time I heard Proud Boys, I just pictured a twink like twerking on a pride float. A rainbow onesie, some nipple tassels, maybe a waiter out, I'm not sure. Very gay name, you know? The only name gayer than that would be like Dudes Doing It With Dudes.com or something. Proud Boys. That's what I would call those dudes if I was making fun of them and I didn't know their name. Right? I'm like, look at you marching, look at you boys. Oh, you boys are so proud. Are you gonna go overthrow the government with those nunchucks you got from the flea market with your pawpaw? Oh, whose mommy brought the Capri Suns? You boys are gonna be thirsty after all that treason. They're not the only group of dorks. There's another group called the Oath Keepers. Yeah, The first time I heard that, I was like, oh man, I think I was in that in junior high youth group. Pretty sure that's where you promise not to do it until you get married, right? That same group, no wonder they're all mad storming the Capitol. They're all virgins, you know? It's hard to be an incel with no friends. Sometimes you gotta dress up and play war. The leader of the Oath Keepers, you guys know this guy? Stuart. He's the head alpha of all the alphas. His name is Stuart. And listen, I don't care what anybody's name is because I'm not a simpleton. But if you're gonna be King Alpha, you gotta change it to Jack or something. Jack Hammer. What's your name, Alpha? Stuart. But you know why he goes by Stuart? Because his first name is really Elmer. That's a true story. That dude's name is Elmer. The less goofy name was Stuart. That's who all the rednecks are like, that's my guy right there. He's the leader. Most alpha of all the alphas. He has an eye patch. If you haven't seen him, he's got an eye patch. Yeah. When I saw that eye patch, I was like, I gotta figure that out. I'm a curious guy, you know? I'm a Googler. I assume, since he's such a really tough, badass alpha male, I assume that eye patch was because he lost his eye in battle. Like an alpha male. Turns out, he shot himself in the face. He shot himself in the face while teaching a gun safety course. He shot his eye out, and then 10,000 rednecks are like, that's what won't lead me to the revolution right there. Ralphie from the Christmas Story. Guys, I want you to make sure you have a good time, laugh, enjoy your time with your friends, have some drinks, let go of anything that feels heavy, and just be present here tonight and have a great time. If you want to see some more comedy from me, I'll be at Zany's in Rosemont tomorrow night. I'm not sure if it's... come out if you can. I love you. Thanks a lot for laughing at me. I'll see you after the show.
Make some noise again for Cliff Cash. Right there.
I forgot I was hanging out.
Yeah, it's like Johnny Carson. Anybody out there remember Johnny Carson? Cliff, we were in...
Yes.
Yeah, that was a yes. Cliff, we were in Washington, D.C. in November. You organized like a small party. Tell me about that.
We had an event in D.C. November 20th through 22nd called Remove the Regime. I know a bunch of you were there. A bunch of organizations joined together to do that. A bunch of influencers came and lent their time and helped promote it for us. It was totally from scratch. We had $0 when we planned it. We raised all the funds from events like this at night, and we raised enough to pull off the event, and then made a pretty sizable donation to a group called Flare in Washington, D.C. That we love. Flare leads people into Congress every Monday in Washington, D.C. All of you can go to Congress, go through a metal detector, and then you're just free in the halls of D.C.
What if I have TSA pre-check?
Yes, it's even faster.
Wow.
And the difference is you can take a bottle of water into Congress.
Oh my God, Cliff, look at this. I'm like Cash Patel, my feet don't touch the floor.
But at least your eyes work.
Incredible. Who made this? This is too deep of a chair. So you're in town doing stand-up comedy. How did you get involved in addressing late-stage authoritarianism? Is there anything in particular that pissed you off?
This weekend or in general?
Just in general. I mean, I feel like you could be talking about airplanes or airports or...
Well, I grew up in a town called Gastonia, North Carolina, that is run by and populated by the kind of people that will yell and insult at you through the window of a moving pickup truck.
Oh.
So when I found out that our country was going to be ruined by two dudes named Donnie and JD, I was like, that checks out. That checks out. Pretty sure I know those guys. I know MAGA. I fought them on the playground. I protected girls from these types of guys when I was in high school. I got in scuffles at bars in my 20s with these exact kind of guys, and they're cowards. They're small, scared cowards who didn't get enough hugs from their dads, and they're nobodies, and they never will be. And I want to fight them any way I can.
That's hell yeah, that's what's up.
I hated MAGA before they were MAGA.
Yeah. That tracks. That's exactly what they are. Well, Cliff, I really appreciate you coming out, especially because I know you're in town to do stand-up, but I mean, like, we're initially going to come here and do it. So, everybody, please thank Cliff again for lending us his time. And we're going to get the show started now. I'm going to bring up a couple of our bartenders. First, we have the Boy Wonder, who is going to he's an intern in Congress for Senator Chuck Schumer. He's actually the son of one of Joe Biden's senior advisors, David Plouffe. Please make some noise for Mr. Mason Plouffe. Let's get Robby up here. I'm on the mic. Yeah, Mason. Great work on that last campaign, brother.
That's right. No one could have ran a better race.
Okay. I don't really know how to introduce this next fella, so I'm gonna borrow someone else's words. Hunter S. Thompson once referred to people like this as high-powered mutants of some kind that were never even considered for mass production. Too weird to live and too rare to die. Please make some noise for somebody I'm sure you have seen in all sorts of outfits, Mr. Robby Roadsteamer. There he is. Oh yeah, brother. No, you're going over here, all right? Hey, Robby, give him the money shot, though, come on. Wait, can I get your tail? Robby Roadsteamer and Hunter Dunn are going to be keeping things light for us this evening. It's not a working bar, but be sure to tip your bartenders, just not them. I assure you, their contract riders were very specific and very strange. Robby?
Just people, if you don't get the right drink from me and shit. I got my crap kicked out of me Monday in Minnesota at an ICE detention center. And my ass hurts. They brought in Greg Vino. That's Greg Bovino to get mask and stuff. They got me, so just bear with me. I'm just happy to be speaking English tonight here.
Robby, I don't even want to know what you did with that 6-foot stuffed giraffe in the dressing room.
Dark stuff. No, you're talking about the ice facility?
No, I'm talking about the drink. Just keep it to yourself for now. Anyways, all right, let's get serious here, all right? The reason that we're all here is to support 3 great candidates, so I'm going to bring them up on the stage now. This first candidate, I'm sure you know her. She is running for Illinois 9 House of Representatives. She has been a vocal advocate for the people that have been afflicted most heavily by this regime. Please give a very warm welcome to my friend, Kat Abu-Ghazaleh. Kat, welcome to the Real Housewives reunion of the Real Fighters of American Democracy.
Oh, it's such a catchy name.
Yeah, I know, right? So Kat, you've been using campaign funds on mutual aid and different things to support the community, really, really endearing projects. What I want to know is if you have spoken to the starving families of the Democratic consultants that you haven't hired on your campaign.
Yeah, I have.
Oh.
Yeah, I have. I said eat shit. No, really, it was a much more serious conversation. You know, they say, Kat, need another lake house. And I go, oh, that's such a bummer. And then they just leave.
They just leave?
Then
Wow.
they just leave.
Okay, well, you know, I've been at your campaign office a lot. Sometimes I just sit down and have a bottle of water, and I see people coming in and grabbing stuff that they need. No judgment, only support. So I think that the Democratic consultants, they're going to be okay.
I hope so. Actually, maybe not. We do get a lot of strongly worded letters about it, though. They're really good at that.
That's poll tested. Strongly worded language. Make some noise again for Kat. We're glad to have her. Your next candidate is going to be running for the Illinois State House. She is also somebody that is committed to using her campaign to improve the community that she will be representing when she wins. Everybody manifest. Please make some noise for Demi Palachek. There's another one right there.
We can share.
Okay. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
I hope that there are no centrist Democrats in the crowd because they will interpret that as socialism. Sharing a microphone. Demi, you and Dylan were conscientiously objecting to Donald Trump's employment of the National Guard preemptively. It was very brave of you to do. You know, I think everybody in the crowd here is used to establishment types not doing that kind of thing. So my question to you is, when you're elected, will you follow the party line and begin to preemptively follow unlawful orders? Because they just seem to just fold and roll right over. I mean, if you get elected, are you gonna switch stances?
I think I'm the best at not following any orders.
That's awesome. That's good. That's good. Yeah, we need a little bit more of that. How are your strongly worded letters?
I mean, mine are usually like fireballs I send over.
Oh, like Mario?
I don't know if you saw in DC a couple weeks ago when we were protesting the regime, I got my military counseling and I tried to light it on fire. And the Forest Reserve was like, don't stop it, stop it. So for them, I promise not to, but theoretically.
Nice. Well, we're glad to have you. This last candidate we're bringing on stage is Dylan Blaha. He is running for the Illinois 10th District against another establishment incumbent type who has been very disappointing. But I don't want us to channel any of that disappointment into our welcome for Dylan, so please make some noise for Dylan Blaha. I wrote all this down. They didn't read it. That's fine. Got too many readers. Actually, it's good that none of you have reading glasses. That makes you very different than the people we're used to representing. Dylan, I've gotten to know you over the course of the last year or so when things have gotten worse. And I know that your last name means good, gentle, blessed. And when I pitched the show to you, I said that this is going to be like a real Housewives reunion. And you really live up to the characteristics of your name. So I'm curious, have you ever seen Bravo programming? Why would you agree to do this?
I trust Demi, and I trust her idea. And she asked me to do it, and I said yes. So I know you have watched it since to make sure that you knew what you're doing, but I'm just here. So.
Yeah, I was reading a book about the Edmund Fitzgerald when they told me I had to host the show. And I'm probably the only person that watched it drinking Coors Light. We're glad to have you, Dylan. Make some noise for our candidates. Now I'm going to introduce our creators. First one we have up here is, she is a reaction to the noxious vitriol that's put out by our vice president on a daily basis. She is the antidote to that despair. Make some noise for Amanda, who runs the Cats on a Couch Instagram page. Yes, this is your couch. I moved it myself. JD Vance has not been anywhere near these couches. We put them in a panic room.
Leave the place.
You know, you're the founder and the CEO and the organizer of the Cats on a Couch pages. You spent time making sure that you have more followers than our vice president. And I know the Cat the Cats on a Couch moniker came as a response to J.D. Vance's Childless Cat People response.
Yes.
Why do you think he hates cute little fur babies? They're so nice. They're literally evolved to look like babies.
What cats have you seen?
They look like them.
So why did you pick cat ladies?
No, yeah, like, why does he hate cats? Why doesn't he like cats?
I think his mom, like in addition to picking drugs over him, she probably picked cats over him too.
Oh, come on, that's in Hillbilly Elegy. It's a New York Times best-selling author.
I would have also.
Yeah, okay. Pretty good answer. Great, thanks for coming, Amanda. The next comedian we have coming up to the stage, I don't even know how to describe her work because it's prolific and specific and it's uncannily depicting of the people that she's roasting. So give a warm welcome to Maggie Reed, party people. I'm a very small person, so if I lean back for my comfort, I'm just gonna own it. Maggie, you're a comedian like me. We were probably not planning on getting involved in like supporting the passage of like HR 67001 in the House. So
That's funny stuff though, right guys?
Yeah. What kind of, what were you talking about on stage before the world started resembling the book Parable of the Sower? What kind of stuff were you talking about? Do you remember?
Actually, I've always been into politics because, whether good or bad, politics is generally a shit show, and where there's a shit show, something is always funny. So,
Damn, that's smart.
I go where there's comedy, and Donald Trump's been around for 10 years. Yeah. So, that's a long time.
That is great. Our next panelist, I'm really excited, especially because everybody here is from Chicago for the most part, right? That's good, that's good. This next guest runs the best voter guide in the city, represents 14% of Chicagoans read it, 6% of people in the state of Illinois read it. Could you please give a very warm welcome to Stephanie Scora? Pretty straightforward. I feel like you have your pulse on the beating heart of the Chicago voter base. Scale of 1 to 10, how pissed off would you say they are about everything? 13. 13. What, like, do you ever get like any really angry emails like begging you to do something?
Constantly, yes. I actually am, I've written about a candidate in this very race who has sent me too many emails, and now that's just the coverage, is please stop sending me emails. So, there are people who email me many years in advance. I have somebody who's running in 2028 who sent me an email last week.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah. You don't describe it that way, yeah.
Yeah, just don't spoil it. I want to just be pleasantly surprised. This is a perfect fit. Our next panel is a perfect fit for this entire show because every time I see him on Twitter, he is dunking on establishment Democrats. Can everybody please give a warm welcome to Qasim? Please for me, Qasim. Qasim, yeah, that's good. Thanks. We're rolling with it. Qasim, I read your Wikipedia page. You're a lawyer, used to be a candidate, worked in higher education. You also have more followers on me on social media. So I was hoping you could tell my parents that I don't know why I underachieved, but you're just built different. No, I'm just kidding. Have you ever met any of the people that you just eviscerate online for being feckless cowards?
The one person I met was the guy who threatened to kill me, and we got him sentenced to 6 months in prison.
Well, clearly he wasn't one of the January 6th people. We're out. backstage, and I think his name is a misnomer. Please, we got USMC Angry Veteran back there. Matt, you're a Dungeons and Dragons player. You're a Dungeons and Dragons player.
Yes.
Did you play Dungeons and Dragons when you were in the Army?
Well, I was in the Marine Corps. So... Fucking out.
It's fine.
No, I didn't, because everybody that I was in the Marine Corps with were losers. So...
okay. I was wondering if
I was the only cool one. I was the only D&D guy.
Well, I was wondering if you guys ever wrote any campaigns with like Dick Cheney being the final dungeon boss.
I'm gonna give you a little insight into the Marine Corps. There are a lot of dicks in the Marine Corps, not necessarily Cheneys. Yeah. Yeah. Any Marines out there? Yeah, go fuck yourselves. Alright. You can say it back to me, it's fine.
I think you're gonna like our next panelist. She's like you. She's very funny, very smart. She's also one of the most principled people that I've ever heard of in this godforsaken hellscape. Can everybody please give a very warm welcome to the activist and organizer, Ms. Rachel Cohen.
We're doing what we want.
We're gonna see how many people we can squish on this campus.
Bar stools.
JD Vance is
We gotta keep JD Vance off these couches.
Rachel, my question for you is, when you, okay, so for those of you who don't know what Rachel did, basically when she was working at a law firm that had been threatened by Kim Jong-Orange's antics.
Barely threatened. They wanted to feel that important.
Yeah. So they pre-capitulated, and then Rachel resigned in protest, which, yeah, I know, I'm getting goosebumps, look. You can attest to it, front row. Do your former colleagues ever see you, and like, if so, do they like cower in shame, or do they pretend like nothing happened? Like, hey, did you see the LinkedIn post about the happy hour, or how does that go when they see you?
Oh no, I go to their weddings and I just make sure everybody pays for everything, you know? I have an infinite supply of guilting the people who work in corporate law at this point, so donate to Kat and Dylan and Debbie, guys.
That's fantastic. I'm glad you're here. Seriously. We're going to be making fun of people that have done nothing. You forsake your livelihood. They have health insurance for life. Anyways, one more time for Rachel, everybody. Our last panelist is going to be, this is one of the most interesting people I've ever come across. We got Off Your Wagon. Come on out here, Twig. For everybody. Okay. Good. How's it going? Listen, I know that you've been on the ground in Minneapolis for the last week. I'm curious. Robby. Jordan, last I heard you were gonna get here. None of us are paid. We're all broke.
My Soros check is coming any fucking day, I swear.
Yeah, mine too. You know, you were trying to get here on the cheap from Minneapolis, where you're doing a lot of good work on the street, making sure that our communities were being protected. You know, that doesn't pay a living wage. You said that you and your buddy were going to come down here on a Cessna. Did that work out?
No, ice has been fucking with us in more ways than one, and the real ice, low cloud cover, is not good for a Cessna when it's below freezing. So we rented a car and drove out here, and he was gonna come out and pick us up and fly us home, and now it's snowing, so that might not work out either. Maybe rent a car and drive home.
If anybody's going north, you know how you can thank Jordan for joining us on the panel today. All right, guys. Now that you're all here, and I just feel like the president. We're just riffing now. I kind of want to get the conversation.
You're weaving.
Weaving. That's what it's called. I want to get the.
That's how Pete Hegseth drives home.
Yeah, he's like a hunter in Wisconsin in the background. Yeah. Garrett, I want you to cue up our first clip. It's going to kind of frame everything up for us. Could you go ahead and put our first clip from our fearless leader?
I want something to say about me. Americans are noticing. The polls this week show Trump has the lowest 100-day approval rating since they started polling 80 years ago. The lowest. Yes. Polls come and go. Our party is united. We're on our front foot.
Okay, well, there is a screen back there, but, you know, I feel like everybody knows Chuck Schumer's voice, so, unfortunately, yeah. I'm glad none of us were subjected to that. Okay, so, in that clip, Chuck Schumer was told that, after he was told that he bragged about Donald Trump's approval rating going down, he was told that the Democratic Party's approval rating is 26%. And when he was asked about that poll, he said, polls come and go. Costa, what is one thing that brought down the Democrats' approval rating more than anything else over the last 4 years?
The factlessness of people like Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. We have the most factless leaders at the most critical time. When you have fascism rising, you can't kind of sort of not like fascism. We need an actual opposition party, and the lack of meaningful opposition, the lack of our corporate elected leadership listening to the needs of working people has gotten us into this mess. Every single poll last cycle showed you. 30 polls showed last cycle, stop funding Netanyahu, they're going to age that point up. People don't like genocide. So what do? They refuse to allow Palestinians to speak on stage and went to campaign with Liz Cheney, for God's sake. So this is really what it comes down to. It's corporate leadership bought by politicians, corporations, bought by APAC, bought by dark money, and the actual needs of working people. The folks in this room who are working their asses off to make ends meet are ignored. And people stay home. People say, you know what, I'm gonna get it. And until and unless we recognize that we're not going to get out of this mess by electing the same damn people that got us into this mess, it's gonna be a cycle that continues.
Any responses to that, Mason, as being part of the establishment?
Point of order. As representative of the establishment, I can assure you that we are working very, very, very hard to up our approval rating. We saw how popular universal health care is with voters across the country. That's why we are committing to fully funding universal health care in Israel for the next 10 years.
Thank you, Mason. Hey.
Great idea, right?
Maggie, do you think that, actually, I want to ask Amanda this. You have a really good read on, like, cowardice, given your proximity to JD Vance and your content. Do you think Democrats realize how unpopular they are and simply don't care? Or do you think that they are just so unaware of how poorly they are fighting because they are the type of people that have, like, gone to a McDonald's or used a public bathroom in like 40 years? What do you think? What do you think? Chicken or the egg? I know.
I genuinely think that they're so painfully out of fucking touch. And they do think that they're working for the people. And as you said, because every once in a while they go back to their district and they shake hands or whatever. But they're not like these guys, like in the fucking streets, you know? They're out of touch.
They're out of touch.
They're out of touch.
I think we're going to 86 Eclipse, but that's fine. I'm a painter of words, so everybody's gonna visualize this. Maggie, one of the most infuriating things to me was when Chuck Schumer was asked if he was going to endorse Zoran Mamdani. Remember that one?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, and he said, and I quote, Him and I have been talking on the telephone often, and we have a great relationship. And then somebody said, so are you going to endorse him? He said, we have a great relationship. Thank you. Maggie, I was just wondering, what do you think they talk about on the phone other than his endorsement for the state that he represents? Do you have any ideas, theories?
I think he pretty much talks about donations, the money he's getting from McGonagle. He's talking about nothing that's going to help anybody else. We're talking about Chuck Schumer. He is a do-nothing Dem. And honestly, the most cringy part about him right now is that he's trying to be a social media guy. Oh my God. Listen, there are people that can and people that cannot. And Chuck Schumer, I mean, he's like one step away from doing a TikTok dance right now to try to like relate to people. He needs to go. He is embarrassing. It is time to usher in some new blood. That care about the average American and don't just do things for social media or for whatever. So,
Can we say, I do think he probably gave him some great pointers on strongly worded letters and how to formulate them. I'm waiting to see his first one come on, you know?
Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting. Scora, this one's for you because this is from an Illinois voter.
Yes.
Let's see here. Is candidates, I think you're going to have to weigh in on this last question. Okay, so Stephanie Scora, big fan.
Yes.
We have a question from social media user Hillary Rodham, Chelsea's mom from Park Ridge, Illinois.
Hi, Hillary. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem. She says, would you rather abolish Citizens United tomorrow, but the current administration remains in place, or install the most likable, charismatic candidate in the history of the Democratic Party, Hillary Rodham Clinton, for 8 years while Citizens United remains in place? And it says, P.S. Stephanie, will you endorse me? I mean Hillary Clinton if she runs in 28. Thank you, Hillary Rodham. Oh, God.
Well, I'm gonna leave. I think that is a really difficult question. And I would opt for option C, which is, I've been promised for years that as a trans person who supports Palestine, that somebody was going to throw me off a roof, and I'd like to take them up on that right now. So,
oh, wow. I hope Hillary's not in the audience tonight.
I mean, look, she can call Netanyahu. I'm sure he knows the people who do it. And that's the thing, she could call up Chuck Schumer too. I'm sure on the phone with Zoran, he was just trying to find a job for ages.
Do you think she goes on the party line when Chuck Schumer's talking to anybody and just like tries not to breathe too loud? Like,
yeah.
Anyways, all right. The last question about that 26% approval rating is going to be for our candidates. Dylan, Demi, Kat. You wake up tomorrow, you are in office. What is one thing that you can do in less than 24 hours that would increase the Democrats' approval rating by 10%? Whichever order you'd like.
Actually fucking talk to them and care about them. I don't know why that's so hard. Life right now is so hard. It's been hard since I was 14 years old washing dishes for my family to survive, and it's really never gotten easier. Just care. I don't know how caring is so hard and such a crazy, complex idea, and I'm so progressive for caring. It's wild.
I can answer this a lot, and I still stick with universal health care and Medicare for all. I feel like 6 in 10 Americans, regardless of their party, so a bunch of Republicans also want Medicare for all. So let's fucking give it to them.
I do want to be honest to your question, because we're thinking first 24 hours, what can we do? I will, of course, sign on to Medicare for all as a stopgap. We do need single-payer health care, though, guys, with mental, vision, dental, and hearing care. I'm with Demi on this. I want to tell you a quick story. When I was at the DNC, I was credentialed, and I had a bunch of consultants ask, your work is known for being authentic. How do we make that authenticity? And I just kind of looked at them. You're fundamentally misunderstanding the thing you're trying to achieve. Try talking like a normal person. I think, real answer, we want to get started on making constituent services as accessible as possible, doing a public service campaign with funds set aside for constituent services, including a chat feature to make it more accessible, because who likes leaving a voicemail in 2026? But also talking like a normal person. The way that I talk up here is if you guys come to, the bar afterwards is how I talk to you, and I want to keep that in Congress, and also take a ton of money from APAC.
I'm gonna give our AV people a chance to get the next video queued up, but it would be bullshit if we didn't get some feedback from the crowd. Sir! Man, I tore my ACL.
Need help? You got it.
I got it. Up and down is good. East and west, not so much. What's one thing you want to see the Democrats do? Wait, what's your name?
I'm Dan. Dan.
Make some noise for Dan!
My big issue is corruption. I think the whole system is broken and corrupted by the money. And how do you get until you get the money out of politics, you can't solve problems. So how do you get money, the corporations that control all the politicians, out?
Wait, are you shitting me?
I gotta tell you, it's a
That's
surprise.
my next segment. Great. All right. Dan wants to get the corporations out of politics. Robby Roadsteamer, you're a billionaire. Are you ready? Are you prepared to walk away from all this?
Hell yeah, I got 2 pending ICE lawsuits, and everybody this summer, come to Boston. We're gonna have Milk Fest with my ICE lawsuit money, changing every day.
This is going to be one that I hope works, because I don't think that there's anybody else who can do it except our fearless leader who represents the establishment.
Are we gonna fight the fight? Are we gonna win the fight? Are we not gonna rest till we win?
That energy brought to you by Activia.
I told you he was gonna do a TikTok dance.
Okay, I want to lead off with somebody who's literally fought for our country. Angry Vet, you're up. Your whole brand, USMC, Angry Vets, all right? I feel like you are an authority on anger.
I look it tonight too.
Yeah, you look angry. Can you just, do you feel that 70-year-old man was genuinely angry? Because
I feel like that 70-year-old man was constipated. Again, that video clip brought to you by Activia.
Yeah, it looks like he was angry that he missed a pickleball shot.
I mean, I've seen more anger in a, oh God, how can I say this that's not gonna get candidates canceled? Jesus Christ. I've seen more anger in a constipated chihuahua than Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer.
I really want to know the other way you were going to say that.
Offline. Yeah. Offline, no cameras. Chihuahuas are angry, yeah. Chuck Schumer there reminds me of, I don't know, a way out of touch, ridiculously old dinosaur that's trying to convince you that he's still got it.
Yes, that is definitely, it does seem like he has an existential crisis.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't
A 3/4 life crisis as well.
Well, I'm sure he's hanging out with all those guys in Silicon Valley that are selling him something.
Hang on! I heard there's a battle going on. Hello, everybody. It's me, Vice President of Perpetual Anal Canyon, JD Medicine Vyvanse.
JD, sit down up there for a minute. We're not ready for you yet.
You're not ready for old JD Vance?
Boom! the next clip before we were so rudely interrupted. How do you like come in here? God, you're like a.
He used the Muppet entrance.
I know, he used the Muppet entrance. Jesus Christ. Stand by, Katie. Hey, give me the next clip for me. I want to give an example of somebody fighting.
He is doubling down on his decision to block the mass confirmation of military promotions in the U.S. He's doing that as a way of protesting policy which allows the government to pay travel expenses for military families who want to get an abortion.
Fuck Tommy Tuberville.
Yeah, Tommy Tuberville. But he managed.
Can I hear a fuck Tommy Tuberville, please? Jesus Christ, fuck that dude.
Well, I know, but I think it's important. I think it's important that we point out. And Rachel, I want you to speak to this because you were above the law's lawyer of the year, right?
That's confirmed, yes.
Okay. So I'm sure you understand how Senate rules work, or just like any rules in general.
That's not confirmed. But we'll do our best.
That's a very lawyer answer. You were maximizing billable hours on me, your host. No, seriously, what are some other methods? Kasim, I want you to weigh in here too. What are some other methods that we could be using that we aren't right now? Because everybody says, the Wall Street Journal said that Chuck Schumer has been, quote, effective in his opposition. So do y'all have any ideas briefly?
I'm sure that Wall Street Journal reporter went to Dartmouth with Chuck Schumer, wherever the fuck he went for undergrad. But I think that, honestly, one of the things that gets us every time is that we're exclusively thinking about what we could do in the fake civility era of the harms that happened, not just under Trump 1.0 or under Bush, but also under many Democratic administrations, and this kind of veneer of civility that people have gotten to think of as what politics is supposed to look like. My mother's a former Republican and told me recently that she missed the Reagan years because at least everyone was nice to each other, and that when my queer younger sister tells her about about the AIDS crisis, she's like, it just makes me sad, I just don't want to believe it. And I'm like, well, Mom, I don't know that is how that works. So I think that we're really bound by this fake idea of what electeds are supposed to be doing, and the reason why people are so energized by people like Kat and Demi and Dylan is because they say fuck that. And also they can be photographed candidly and stand up on their feet for more than a couple of hours out at a protest, and a lot of I think that we need exclusively young people, and I think there's a lot of value to experience. I just also think that the experience should be good and effective, and I don't know that Chuck Schumer can say that either. So I'd like to see some Democrats fucking occupying Congress, frankly.
Yes!
I'd like to see some people holding hands. The only Democrats who have gotten arrested for stuff like this are people, number one, black women, and number two, just not enough. Show up we're not gonna have a country in a little bit and you're worried about your stock portfolio.
I'll answer that really thoughtful comment of Rachel. You guys need to understand the Senate rules are not enshrined in the Constitution. They're not part of any legislative bill that was passed and voted on. They're arbitrarily made up at every single session, every single time. When Joe Biden was president and we had the House and the Senate, we could have abolished the Jim Crow filibuster, passed the Republican, passed the enacted climate legislation, convicted Trump. We could have done all of these things, but as Rachel said, they're so arbitrarily stuck on these stupid rules. They're just made up arbitrarily, and that's why we're in this mess. And so now, while they're so stuck in the norms, Trump is taking a torch to everything. The best tweet I ever saw was Democrats and Republicans are Democrats pointing at a rule book saying that, hey, a dog can't play basketball while a dog dumps on them. Right? That's kind of the world we're in. And so what we actually need is, let's break quorum and leave the Senate so that they can't,
What do you think of that, audience?
Talking about training Iceland. We shot a woman in the face. You can't fix that with training. Abolish ICE now.
vouch, I can speak for both of us, is that the takeaway you should have is that the law is fake and people with power want to believe that it's real. Do more.
Wow, this has been a fantastic panel, this first group here. Is the vice president still in attendance?
We heard there was a couch here.
Yeah,
there's two guys.
He's creeping, I know. Oh,
He's
I see
busy
him.
right
All
now. He's thinking of a Chase lounge that got away.
I have one last question for this first panel, and it's obviously directed at the candidates. We have heard a lot of different theories about this unwillingness to fight from the Democratic Party. I'm going to give you three options, A, B, or C question, and I want you all to answer it candidly. It seems like age and seniority, politics has a lot to do with the Democratic Party's unwillingness to fight. So if you could, A, train every member of Congress above the age of 70 in MMA so that they were tougher. B, hire Brian Johnson, the tech oligarch obsessed with immortality, to show Democratic lawmakers how to extend their lives. Or C, elect younger, working class candidates that introduce term limits to Congress and the Supreme Court. Which one each of you choose and why? It's tough, I know.
I mean, A sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, used to beat people up on the floor of Congress, and I think we should go back to that.
And for some reason, I was just kind of groomed by the establishment that C can never happen, right? So what we're doing is so insane. You know, that's kind of what we get told every day, that we should have waited our turn, that we should be quiet, that we should fall back in line. And I think that's the disrupt that we're doing, you know? I don't know, do you want to teach them MMA?
It's really, really tempting. As for option B, I'm really worried about Brian Johnson's son. He only has so much blood. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, you're a sick little hyper online freak.
Yeah, he steals his son's blood.
I mean, that's honestly this crowd, and I say that as one of you. You're all sitting here listening to a bunch of extremely political people shit on Chuck Schumer on your Saturday night. So thank you for being here, by the way. I mean, option C, obviously. I do want to say, like, a little thing about what Rachel said. Like, it's not, I don't just want 26-year-old journalists in Congress. I think we need diversity, of course, racially, ethnically, religiously, with gender and sexuality, all of it, but also diversity of background. So the average member of Congress is 58, and the average American is 38. And about half or even more of Congress is worth $1 million or more. And I'm guessing that doesn't really reflect y'all. Like, is half of the people in this room a millionaire? We know he is. Everyone else is broke or doing okay. Hopefully it's bad out there. But it's really hard to legislate on ideas that are abstract to you. Like, it's hard to legislate on school shootings if you didn't go through school shooting drills or your kids didn't. It's hard to legislate on, what it's like healthcare if you haven't had bad insurance or been uninsured, like I was all of last year, in 30 years. And we need a diversity of background. We need, career politicians and lawyers, sure, but if that was the answer, we wouldn't be here. We also need labor leaders and scientists and teachers and every background in this country to reflect the country. And ideally, some people under 70. Thank you.
I will say, hearing, ladies and gentlemen, in the left corner, Chuck Schumer, and in the right corner, Tommy Tuberville.
They're both in the right corner.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, echoing everything that Debbie and Kat have said, that right now it's not about age. We're not trying to just be ageist here. We're saying that people are out of touch. They're taking so much corporate money, so much money from Israel. They wonder why everyone wants Medicare for all and why we're not getting it. And it's because of the health insurance companies, the pharmaceutical companies that are fundraising our elections. But no more. And it's the same way, like people have said before, as far as abolishing ICE. That should be the moderate position because we see how much it is polling right now. We need to abolish ICE
Yeah, it's your turn.
The Vice President of the United fucking States?
Yeah.
I'm coming down there.
All right.
You cats on the couch?
No, that's not what this is about. This is gonna be like the Dr. Phil moment. You guys.
I just want to talk, man.
No, I know you're going to, but I think it's important that we try and work this out if it's possible. JD, where are you? Mr. Vice President.
Hey.
I was told to bring a date.
Wow, that was funny. All right. Here, Mr. Vice President, sit down. No, here, you idiot.
I'm fucking on the couch.
Hey, can you sit over here?
Get the fuck away from me.
Hey, JD Vance. Heel. JD Vance.
You have good taste, my friend.
Sit down. Just hang on a second, because this one here is milking the couches. Please make some noise for the Riviera Theater and their staff. They were kind enough to have us here, and they're working tonight, and the Vice President is just philandering with various sectionals from Wayfair. Can you just keep it in your pants? Amanda,
Wayfair.
okay, JD Vance. Here.
Hello.
Amanda.
I'm Vice President and your best friend in the couch industry, JD Vance Revolution.
JD. Okay. Amanda, you're running an account that is dedicated to trolling this man. I think that you recently said that the New York Times comparing JD Vance's family to the Kennedys or the Obamas was like
Comparing my last pap smear to chocolate cake.
How does that make you feel, Mr. Vice President?
Say it again.
Comparing you to the Obamas or the Kennedys is like, what was it?
Comparing your last pap smear? Well, I don't know I'm not sure about her friend Pat, but I heard chocolate cake, and I've heard chocolate cake is good for those of you who just like everybody else, consume nutrients via their stomach muscles, just like in every band. Well, there it goes.
Do you think that the Vice President lacks humanity?
Yes.
Like empathy?
That's not a human, bro.
What are you talking about? Of course, just watch this. Could a human or someone who's not a human do that?
Candidates, any thoughts on this person, place, or thing?
No.
Let's hear it for the people who consume nutrients.
Let the candidates talk. We've heard enough of you.
I just kind of feel bad for him right now. I think we constantly go, it's not just Trump. It is the entire regime that we need to impeach.
I don't know about all that, but peaches they're delicious.
So, for those of you who might not know my background, I covered the far right, specifically Fox News, specifically Tucker Carlson. I literally watched Tucker Carlson every single night as a job. I know as much about Fox News as an 80-year-old man in Kentucky who has not left his lazy boy in 50 years. Shut the fuck up. The only reason that JD Vance is our vice president, this is such a horrible fact, but it is true, is that Tucker Carlson would have him on constantly. And you know who watches Fox News, our fucking president. Like, this man only exists because of Peter Thiel and Tucker Carlson. Who here has read Hillbilly Elegy?
Who here's seen it on Amazon Prime?
It is the worst book I have ever read.
But you have read it.
Okay, I'm gonna give the vice president here I just want you to do one thing. Amanda here. I have my favorite tweet about JD Vance that you've ever written. And I want JD Vance to read it for the crowd. I don't want you to touch my phone.
That's probably wise.
Can you read that for me and tell me how it makes you feel?
JD Vance is proof that some people peak in the womb. I don't understand. Is that supposed to be insulting? My mother, God rest her living soul, she took really good care of me, as well as all those opioids that she was smuggling in and out of that hospital. That's a woman who cares, all right? And you're saying I peaked in the womb? That means I had eyes to see.
Alright, well, everybody, okay, so I'm just gonna end on this note and thank the Vice President. Somebody once tweeted at Amanda that we must get JD Vance elected as the 48th president, and do you want to just read what you said here? Because I think it encapsulates how they are. What?
Is it that I would rather fillet a hot curling iron?
Yeah, no, you said you would literally rather tongue an electrical socket and floss with hot wire. Everybody, make some noise for Amanda and our candidates. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. For nothing. Okay, we're gonna bring out our next panel. Can you leave that chair, actually? JD Vance, stop.
The only person who's going to be shattering records on
Jesus, Robby.
You just say the word, dude.
I kind of want to go. Who's ready for our next panelist after that little cleanser? We're halfway through the show. Get out of here. Seriously. Get the fuck out of here. He's like a method actor. JD Vance. Alright. Our next panel is some very funny people. People that I've met before and I'm sure you've seen on the internet. So please, let's give a very warm welcome to Monte Mader. How's it going? Wow.
You know, I'm chilling.
What's it like to have your feet touch the floor? That's my
I've been at Amazon for a very long time. It's been great. Now that I know how tall Nick Fuentes is, I just want to meet him once so I can look down and say, "You're a pussy ass little bitch."
Alright. Honestly, we're gonna have to do a whole another third of the show. I was gonna recollect all of the things that you do. Once again, a reminder, I'm an underachiever. But Monte, you escaped from alt-right Christianity and now you're a very vocal activist that speaks out against Christian nationalism. I feel like you have spent enough time listening to men that look like me, so I just wanted to ask you if there's anything you'd like to say. You the floor.
Oh man, there's so many things I want to say. I will just lead with fuck ICE, free Palestine, and screw these Democrats not doing anything.
You lived up to it. Nice. All right, our next panelist, he flew all the way out here like so many others, and he's a gem. I can't wait to bring him up. Please make some noise for Good Trouble.
Just preparing for the rest of that movie.
All right, Sam, you are like the internet's penicillin for right-wing brain rot. What do you do? No, I'm serious. I mean, gee, like, what do you do at the end of a long day of dunking on fascists to kind of cleanse?
Other than lie face down on the floor and like a Victorian child. I have a set of crystals I charge. No, I don't know. This is very cathartic to me. I get to just let it out all the time. This is my therapy.
Nice. I'm glad that there's somebody on the couch letting it out, proverbially, because if you kept that last guy on stage too long, Jesus Christ. All right, make some noise for Sam again, and the next comedian coming to the stage, you may not recognize her because she's another one of those like De Niro-esque people that really inhabits some of the worst people in this country. Please make some noise for Lysandra Vasquez, please. Lysandra, how many times has your account been flagged for graphic content given your uncanny depiction of Caroline Levitt's mannerism and speech?
I've been on an account warning several times. However, I've overcome. She hasn't blocked me on any platform, and neither has Christy Noem. And I've asked her every time I've done a video about her to be a collaborator. So.
Every single time? You ask him to collaborate on your videos every single time?
Not Caroline, because she's young. She knows how to change the features. However, Christy doesn't, and every time I do ask her to collaborate. She hasn't accepted yet, but fingers crossed she will.
That's the only acceptable way to collaborate with DHS. If they co-opt your trolling video. Our next panelist, you know, this guy, this is really what I could have done with my life if I ever had any money or skill in marketing or anything like that. Him and his wife run a beauty product supply shop, and they donate a lot of their revenue to very worthy social justice causes. Also happens to be a very kind, funny person, so we want to make sure he was here. Please make some noise for Trevor from My Club Club.
What's up?
Hey Trevor, how's it going? You and your wife, you do run a beauty product business. Are you exploring any kind of like product that could deconstruct Mar-a-Lago face?
Yeah, so science has only come so far. In all fairness, and my wife, who is here, the only reason that I'm a PhD by marriage, I'm very into that. I'm a doctor by marriage, but she's a scientist, and yeah, we haven't figured it out. It's like I say nothing's impossible. We just haven't got there yet.
Hope. It seems like it's permanent. All right, we got two more panelists here. Please give me a very warm welcome to something that we desperately need in times like these, to non-toxic masculinity. It says, read books, lift weights, fight fascists. What's something you're reading right now that's giving you hope?
Something? Oh boy, I'm reading a lot of dystopian novels right now.
Which one are you reading that seems accurate?
Instagram?
A lot of people talking about 1984 right now, but I gotta say, I think we're a little bit more than Handmaid's Tale. And that's the danger from, the patriarchy, so that's what I'm out here to do.
Well, we're glad to have you. I worked on the movie Divergent when I was young, and you don't have to clap. There was no nunchucks or like fights or anything like that. Now it just seems like it's horrible. All right, cool. Well, we're gonna kick things off.
What are you whispering about?
Well,
You love hiding things from the public.
I just wanted to make sure that I under-promised and over-delivered. But don't we have an amazing second panel? Okay. We heard that Jay Leno was in town, so I didn't know if he was going to show up or if the doors needed to be widened to accommodate his chin. Oh, gosh! See? This is what happens when they change a lineup right before the show. I almost forgot. We do have a very special guest. Can you please make some noise for Controversial Blonde? Controversial Blonde, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thanks for almost forgetting me.
It's not that I forgot you, it's just I didn't want to say that somebody was going to be here and then they didn't.
I feel really special in this moment.
Okay, good, because I need your help. I feel like right now, I feel totally powerless when I watch the news. I feel like there's nothing I can do except make a lot of noise on social media. But I feel like when I watch your videos, they give me a lot of hope, and I'm wondering what you're doing every day, just like giving yourself a little treat or like staying positive, because you exude that positivity.
I take care of myself. I sleep a lot. Yeah, I prioritize rest. I turn off the TV, and probably, honestly, the biggest rule in my house, Donald Trump's voice does not play in my home. I refuse. I don't want to normalize that in my head, in my life, so I think those things help. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I needed that. I'm trying to keep the phone out of the bedroom as my sleep hygiene. Y'all ever try that? Anyways. Alright, we got our next panel, and I'm going to bring up a very dark moment in American history. Well, there's a lot of them now, but I want everybody to just close their eyes for a moment. Just close their eyes, and we're going to go to the Wayback Machine to 2024. Y'all remember that? Yeah, it was a rough year. The DNC actually they just received their post-mortem from 2024's election, but they refused to release it. Have you heard of this? So they know what happened and what went wrong. So I kind of want to take a moment here and sum up what I believe to be the thing that characterizes the 2024 election. Can we play the clip, please?
Well, if anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Airball.
Maybe genocide, maybe don't do a genocide.
Yeah, I think you can't really, well, yeah, I mean, you can't say that democracy is at risk and then not protect people that are also at risk. Anyways, right? Monty, when you saw answers like this and you heard how Biden's team insisted on making sure that Kamala was not going to hurt his feelings, how did it make you feel?
Well, I'm angry all the time. Always. My belief, though, is that if you are palatable to everyone, it's because you don't taste like anything. And so, of course, what you're doing is not going to resonate because everyone sees how fake you are, and they know you don't stand for anything. They literally could have just taken a stand on literally anything, and that would have made a difference.
Did you go to the DNC, Controversial Blonde?
No, but I do have a very particular thought on this, and it's because I have something in common, two things in common with Harris. Y'all don't know I'm running for Congress in Georgia. The second thing is I'm a black woman. And a black woman in a political space, y'all don't understand, they don't want us to say shit. They don't want us to be loud. They don't want us to be us. And so Kamala Harris gets put in this position of why didn't you say more? But also if she says more, she's an angry, loud black bitch. That's right. We cannot have it both ways, right? So I think we should give a little bit more grace to that and understanding of how difficult it is to be out loud a politician and simultaneously a black woman.
That's exactly why we raised that question. David Plouffe, Mason's father, and probably his great uncle, made sure that she didn't do anything to hurt President Biden's feelings. So we actually didn't get to benefit from Kamala Harris's strengths because she was basically just trying not to insult Joe Biden's library.
Not that he would remember it if she did.
True. Good trouble. You were critical. I know you. You criticize all the right things in all the right ways. What is one critique that you have from the 2024 race?
Just a quick summary of what we did wrong in the 2024 race.
Yeah, like just anything. The first thing that comes to mind that really pisses you off.
I don't know. We just kind of fucked the whole thing up, really. We assumed people had the capacity for empathy, and like that was going to be enough. And people who are hurting, people who don't have, who are like food insecure or trying to make their rent, sometimes don't have the capacity for other things. And so rather than addressing that, we just hoped that empathy was going to be enough. And I don't know if you paid attention to the story.
Preach.
Trevor, was it enough?
It turns out there are people that lack empathy entirely, humanity entirely.
Okay.
That's a thing, yeah, found out.
We overestimated people's concern for their neighbors.
Yes, we did. And
we continue.
But we don't, do we, audience? Because we all showed up here to support candidates who value their neighbors. Lysandra, not only are you an incredibly funny person, but recently you were at a creators press conference and you had some choice words for, well, it was a very pointed question that you asked Hakeem Jeffries that addressed a lot of the things that we all agree have been unaddressed. I just want to know why you think there is so little room for dissent in the Democratic Party. It doesn't seem like we can argue and get the best ideas forged because everybody's like tiptoeing and walking on eggshells. Why do you think that is?
Because corporate money is in politics, and we don't need that in politics. So Hakeem Jeffries, for those of you who are unfamiliar with him, he sucks. And that's one thing you need to know about Mr. Jeffries. But no, we were invited after the Mamdani win to a creators-only press conference at the Capitol. Terrible idea for him. Since he thought this was going to go well for him. Because we like Zoran, and I personally hate him. So a lot of us asked some very tough and pointed questions. And one of the question that I asked him was, this was during the government shutdown, and the Democrats were claiming a moral high ground during the shutdown, and I was like, brother in Christ, why do you think, what are the Democrats going to do? Because you guys are funded by the same corporations and